Welcome to the Cameo Cast. I'm Tim McLean, the Director of Marketing here at Cameo. Thanks for tuning in. Here, we talk about all things cloud communications. Think modern calling and text messaging and more, all in the cloud. Today, we're covering two very important topics, communications compliance and cybersecurity. Because gone are the days of sending voice or messaging traffic without the need for providers to verify your company as a legitimate sender, or file your messaging campaigns with the campaign registry. In reality, it takes a full or part-time compliance officer to keep up with the ever-changing rules and regulations that are now the norm in cloud communications. Cameo's ebook provides you with everything you need to understand what you can and can't do to get content approved quickly and keep it flowing. You can get a copy of our full ebook at cameo.com/compliance-ebook. Our hosts Micah and Kali join us from their virtual recording studio at Notebook LM to break it all down. Guys, take it away.
All right, so we're diving into cybersecurity and compliance in cloud communications today.
Yeah, a lot of information here.
Yeah, it looks like FCC regulations, carrier rules.
Spam prevention.
Spam prevention, yeah, the whole shebang.
It really is the whole picture, yeah.
Yeah, so we want to make sure our listeners know how to keep their businesses safe and their communication channels flowing smoothly.
And it's interesting, thinking about this topic, because it wasn't that long ago that cloud communications were all about the technology.
Right.
The integrations, customization, the nuts and bolts of it all.
On the tech side, yeah.
And now it's really shifted to security and compliance.
Well, and it makes sense, like, when you think about it, like, how many times have we gotten those scam likely calls?
Oh, I know.
It's a nightmare for individuals.
Businesses.
For businesses, for everybody, yeah.
Big time.
So, and I know like the FCC has taken a lot of action.
They have.
To try to prevent that.
With stir shaken.
Okay, so stir shaken, can you break that down for us?
Yeah, so it's supposed to combat spoofing by verifying caller ID.
Okay.
Essentially, it assigns a certificate to a call to verify where it came from.
Gotcha.
So that scammers can't pretend to be a legitimate business.
So like a digital fingerprint?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's not a perfect system.
Really?
Businesses following all the rules can still get flagged as spam.
So even if I'm doing everything right, I can still end up in that spam folder.
Yeah, and even worse, you have to pay the same companies that flag you to get unflagged.
Wow.
Talk about a conflict of interest.
Really makes you think, huh?
It does.
So what can businesses do to like avoid being flagged as spam?
Well, you got to remember to think about it from the customer's point of view.
Right.
Like if you call someone 5 times in a row at dinner time, even if it's technically allowed, it's just annoying.
Right.
Even small things can trip those spam filters.
Oh, really?
Like using one phone number for all your outbound calls?
Huh.
That can look suspicious.
It can.
Yeah, the analytics engines might think it's a mass dialing operation.
Oh, okay.
So you want your communication to feel natural and personalized.
Like a real person.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about text messaging?
Oh, text messaging.
Because it feels like every business is using that now.
Yeah, it's an incredibly powerful tool, but it has its own challenges.
I bet.
We're talking short codes, long codes, toll-free numbers, each with their own rules.
Okay, so break those down for me. Like, what's the difference between those different types of messaging?
So short codes, those are those 5 or 6 digit numbers?
Right, like for voting on a show or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They're great for high-volume messaging.
Right.
But they can be expensive and require a long approval process.
Gotcha. So then long codes are just regular phone numbers.
Right, 10DLC, they're becoming really popular for businesses.
Okay.
They're more affordable and flexible.
So what's the catch?
Registration can be a nightmare.
Really?
The source material actually called it a Wild West.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lots of moving parts, I bet. Different requirements for each carrier. It's a real challenge.
Yeah.
But if you get it right, it's worth it.
Because texts have like a 98% open rate.
That's right. Way higher than email.
That's incredible.
It is. So even though it's complicated, it's worth it to find a messaging partner who can help you.
Okay, so choosing the right messaging partner is crucial.
Absolutely. You need someone who's not just keeping up with the rules,
right,
but who's actually ahead of the curve.
Okay.
Someone who shares your values.
Gotcha.
Is transparent about their processes.
Makes sense.
And is proactive about fraud prevention.
Okay, so like, How do I know if they're being proactive?
Well, do they have strong monitoring systems?
Okay.
Are they always updating their security?
Right.
Like, are they really trying to stay ahead of the bad guys?
So it's like choosing a security system.
It's
You don't want something outdated.
right.
You want the best, latest technology.
And you want a partner who will educate you. Make sure they give you good guidance on how to do things right.
So it's not just about the tech. It's about having a good partner.
Exactly.
Okay, so beyond that, what else can businesses do to stay safe?
Well, remember, cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility.
Right, not just the IT people.
Yeah, everyone needs to be smart about it.
Yeah, okay, so like strong passwords, multi-factor authentication.
Yep, all those basic things from Cybersecurity 101.
Right, the simple stuff.
It's easy to overlook, but it's so important.
Because criminals are always looking for the easiest way in.
Exactly. They go for the weakest link. And often that's a person.
Oh, wow.
So we need to understand why they do what they do.
It's like understanding their psychology.
Yeah, like if we can figure out their motives, we can stop them.
Right, that makes sense.
And the FCC is really cracking down on providers these days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're making them more responsible for what happens on their networks.
Okay.
So businesses need to be careful who they choose as a provider.
So do your research.
Exactly. Make sure they're doing everything they can to prevent fraud.
Because I was actually surprised to learn that the FCC can demand that providers respond to traceback requests for illegal calls within 24 hours.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Wow. So it's not just about businesses taking responsibility. It's about the provider stepping up, too.
It's about everyone working together.
Okay. So VoIP is a big thing now.
Huge.
And I know that's a target for fraudsters.
Big time. It's called toll fraud.
Toll fraud.
Yeah, they exploit vulnerabilities in VoIP systems to make expensive calls.
Earn your dime.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But there are things you can do to protect yourself.
What?
Strong passwords, secure networks, being proactive about threats.
Okay.
And for VoIP specifically, limit call destinations and set up alerts for weird activity.
So, like, if there's a bunch of calls to, like, I don't know, Uzbekistan.
Exactly. That's probably suspicious.
Yeah.
So be vigilant. Don't wait until something bad happens.
Be proactive.
Exactly. And choose your VoIP provider carefully, just like your messaging partner.
Okay.
Make sure they're serious about security.
Makes sense.
It's a wild world out there.
It really is.
But with the right knowledge and partners, we can stay safe.
I hope so.
Me too.
We got to.
We do.
So it seems like every time there's some new technology,
Oh, yeah.
there are always fraudsters trying to exploit it.
Absolutely.
It's like a game of cat and mouse.
It really is. And that's why you always have to be learning,
Right.
adapting, because what worked yesterday might not work tomorrow.
So what are some of the big takeaways from what we've talked about so far?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that cybersecurity and compliance are not just like one-time things.
Okay.
They're constantly changing.
So you can't just set it and forget it.
Nope. You got to stay informed, stay vigilant.
Don't get complacent.
Exactly. Complacency is the enemy.
Right.
And the second thing is that responsible communication is key.
Okay.
That means dialing ethically, sending compliant texts, all of it.
And always thinking about the customer.
Yes, absolutely. You want your messages to be welcomed, not annoying.
Right.
The third takeaway is that strong cybersecurity is everyone's job.
Right. Not just the IT department.
Everyone needs to be involved.
And then individuals, right.
Absolutely. We can all do our part by practicing good cyber hygiene.
So, what does that mean? What can people do?
Well, simple things like having strong passwords,
Okay.
being careful about suspicious emails and links.
Don't click on everything.
Exactly. Think before you click.
Makes sense.
And finally, finding the right partners is so important.
Right. Like we were talking about with messaging and VoIP providers.
Exactly. You want partners who prioritize security and compliance.
And are willing to work with you.
Collaborate, yeah.
Okay. So it's not just about following rules.
No.
It's about building a culture of security, understanding the threats.
And being proactive.
Right. Not just waiting for something bad to happen.
Exactly.
So you're not alone in this.
Nope, not at all.
And remember, cybersecurity is a team effort.
It really is.
So build that culture of security in your business.
Empower your employees.
Make it everyone's responsibility.
Exactly. That's how you create the strongest security.
Right, working together.
Exactly.
Well, I think that about wraps things up for this deep dive.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
From stir-shaken to building a security-conscious culture.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
But hopefully our listeners feel empowered now.
To take control of their cybersecurity.
And to keep their communications safe.
So stay curious, stay informed.
And stay ahead of the curve.
Building amazing experiences that engage and delight your customers is easy with Cameo. Our smart, reliable voice and messaging solutions are easy to implement and scale with you, so you can deliver more calls and texts, be more competitive, and save money. With Cameo, you get peace of mind and happier customers. Find out why thousands of software platforms and enterprises trust Cameo with their communications. Get a demo today.